1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey screeners, welcome back to another episode. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Brittany.
And we are
Paper Screen. So, Ricky, what have you been up to?
Well, I recently watched this A24 film. It's this movie called After Yang. You probably have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
I haven't, but I want to.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It looks pretty intense.
Like, for anyone who doesn't know this film, it's a sci-fi drama. It's really sad, but it's really good. You should check it out. Something else that I've been up to recently, just finished writing a feature-length film.
Ooh.
I know, my first time ever writing a whole feature. And no, I did not use ChatGPT. It's like a thriller, psychological comedy.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's all I've been up to.
How many pages?
It's 90.
Okay, nice. Good.
But everything is like jumping around in time.
Mm-hmm.
But it all takes place in one place,
Mm-hmm.
like a house.
Nice.
The plot is like these two friends who are like cat sitting and they can't find the cat.
Oh, I love that.
And it's like, is the cat real or not? But then there's like things happening in the house, like what's going on? Kind of has that like haunted house feel.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. You could house sit and watch my cat sometime to do some like field research.
But yeah, it's my first draft, so I'm sure there's gonna be like tons of rewrites.
Well,
I have to-
congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
It's a big accomplishment.
I know. Never been done before. What about you? What have you been up to?
Actually, this week, I finally decided to go after Ganon, the final master in the new Zelda game.
Oh my god.
And I beat him on my first try.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
So-
impressive. All those Zelda fans must be jealous.
The thing about the games, it's open world, so you can kind of like choose how you get things done and when or whatever. And a lot of people, like myself, try to do everything in the game, like
Mhm.
literally everything, and then do like the actual storyline quest. Because there's like all these little side little fun things you can do, and you can
Yeah.
like upgrade your weapons and your armor and stuff. So I finally did, because when you do the final boss, the game is over.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can beat the final boss, then go back into the world. You have to like, if you want to go back into the world, you have to basically go back to before beating the boss. So, which I've done. And now I'm in the Lionel Coliseum. Unless you've played Zelda, you wouldn't know, but Lionel is like one of the hardest and like toughest villains you have to fight. It's a centaur and he's
Oh
like
my
super
God.
ripped and really strong.
That's hot.
And like in the Coliseum, you fight every version of him. So
Oh.
it's pretty tough.
So did you have to like strategize how to like beat them?
Oh yeah. Like I had to set up all like get the best weapons that move fast, and then put these like attachments on them to make them stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you have to make special meals to recover your heart because of the gloom. So it's a whole thing.
And who has time to make meals? Ever heard of meal prepping?
Oh my god, that's what it is though. If you think about it, you have to meal prep. Yeah.
To be the boss bitches.
Mhm.
Well, should we move on to our episode?
Yeah.
Brittany, what are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about the new film, Bottoms, Bottoms, Bottoms.
Bottoms up, bottoms up. Oh my gosh, this movie was so much fun. I'm excited to talk about it because like it's probably like one of the best comedies of this year.
Yeah, of this
Yeah.
decade. The female director, hey.
Yeah, female director. Her name is Emma Seligman, who's queer and Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote this with Rachel Sennott. Just a little bit about the film. If you have not seen Bottoms, it's about these two unpopular queer high school students who start this fight club basically so that they can have sex with girls in their school before they graduate. I think it's brilliant. It's like outrageous and like iconic.
Yes.
So Rachel Sennott stars in this. Ayo Edebiri. This is also starring Kaya Gerber and Havana Rose Liu, who I've seen in a Hulu movie.
Me too. Oh my God.
No Exit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How funny.
Oh
We've
my
both seen
God.
that.
I liked that movie.
I thought it was pretty good too. And I liked her. And so when I saw she was in this, it was like a double, like, you know, there's so many things about when they were obviously marketing this. It was like, oh, cool.
I was like, good for her. Because like I hadn't seen her in anything besides that movie and then Bottoms. So
Same.
I've seen Kaya Gerber in American Horror Stories.
Yes, same. Where she also plays a queer icon.
But she's not a queer icon in
No.
this. She's a queer baiter.
Yeah. Okay, so the budget for Bottoms was just over 11 million, and the box office was just over 12 million, and it's already being put on streaming, so I'm sure, you know, its earnings will go up.
What was your movie experience?
So we went on a Friday night or Saturday night, busy theater. It was totally packed, and
You and your partner?
yeah. We went to the AMC at the Grove where we usually go. Yeah, he was super excited because he really liked the cast. And he's, I think, pretty good fan of Rachel because well, actually, he hasn't seen The Idol, but we have. And Rachel's in that, and she's fantastic.
And Bodies.
Yes. So Bodies, and then Shiva Baby, which was the first film she did with this director.
Yeah.
And he really likes comedies. I don't like comedies as much, but I trust Rachel, you know, and Ayo, if you've ever seen her stand up, she's fucking hilarious.
Oh, she has a stand up?
Yeah. If I would have been more hormonal or something, I probably would have cried out of like so much like joy and like appreciation because I haven't felt that way about like a teen comedy since Superbad.
Oh, wow.
Like when I saw Superbad, like what, high school or I don't remember.
It was college when that movie
It was college. Okay. Like that movie, it was so fun. It was like, oh my God, they're being so crass, like my type of humor. And then like a few years ago, that one movie came out, Booksmart.
Booksmart, yeah.
And before I saw that, people were like, oh, it's like the female Superbad. So then when I watched it, I was like, it's not the female Superbad at all, in my opinion. Like there's similarities, but it's not crass in the same way. Anyway, and so, and not that everything needs to be like that, but I love teen storylines because they're always like the messiest.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like they're out like.
I mean, Euphoria.
Yeah.
Generation.
Oh my God, yeah, Generation on HBO. Watch it if you haven't. And then like all of like the classic horror movies, like it's always like groups of friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was so funny. The whole theater was like, we were all laughing so hard and like they would just be so outrageous.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. But yeah, what was your experience?
Well, I saw this trailer back like earlier in the summer and I totally forgot about it when it came out because of the whole strike. So there wasn't a lot of promotion. So then I heard that it was coming out the same weekend as like Blue Beetle. And I was like, oh shit. But I went with my boyfriend, Edwin, saying his name for the first time on here.
Ooh, so it's getting pretty serious. Just kidding.
It was such a blast. Like I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know it was gonna be like outlandish and like bonkers. It felt like a lot of it was like improvised. You know, like that's like the best comedy is like improvised. Rachel Sennott, like she's so good in everything. Bodies. She was like the one that stood out in that movie. And then this movie, she's like carrying it. Her and Ayo, and I really believed their friendship.
Oh, like, yeah, totally.
And the fact that it's like about two queer characters, I was like, yes, queer stories for the win. But the funny part is the whole Fight Club thing, and so that they could have sex with like hot girls.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's like, okay, if this was like straight guys, like this would be a movie for like straight guys.
Yeah.
But the fact it's about like two queer women just makes it like just funnier.
And like they were so on the nose with just teen movies or like movies in general. Yeah. Like when they go to class and then the bell rings and she's like, seriously,
that was class. That was so funny.
Because it was like a 2-minute scene.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The coach.
So apparently his lines were improvised a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of his lines were improvised.
Marshall Lynch.
I didn't know who he was until this movie, but apparently he's like something with the NFL.
Yeah, player.
Oh, he's a player?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't know
I
if
didn't know
if he's retired from playing, but yeah, I saw that one of the reasons he wanted to do this was to like honor his queer sister.
Oh,
I know. I was like, that's beautiful.
oh, I know. Yeah, his character was funny too. I guess let's get right into it. Like, what did you like about it?
I think how, like I said, like on the nose, like really direct they were with everything, and then how just kind of stupid so many things were.
Mhm.
Like it was so funny when they're at the carnival, and so there's like a very like the cliche beauty standards for women is like you're skinny.
Yeah.
So like in a teen movie, right? Like
yeah.
and so when they're like talking to the two gals that they're interested in, Rachel is into Kaya, and like their conversation's really funny because she's like, you know, you can get something to eat, and she's like, no, I couldn't, I shouldn't. She's like, yeah, you could eat it, and she's just like, no, and like it's just like funny, and then they're like, and then
She was like, you could like eat it and like your intestine would like shit it out or some shit.
yeah. Like the goofiest flirting you've ever seen. And then when it comes to Ayo to like flirt with Havana, she's just like, you're also really skinny.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And then, oh my God, the fucking jocks.
Yeah. They were so gay
They were so funny.
and gay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But they're like so scrawny compared to like other teen movies that I've seen, like back in when we were in high school. Like, are people just getting skinnier?
Honestly, I think what it is we're not really casting like 30, 40-year-olds, you know?
That's true.
Like it's just people who physically haven't like developed all the way or something.
Right. Because like Riverdale, the guy
Yeah.
that plays Archie,
Yeah.
he's like way too old to be
Yeah.
playing a teenager.
It's like pretty bizarre actually.
Yeah.
All the jokes hit, all of them.
Yeah. It's kind of like stupid jokes.
Yeah, it's like immature.
And it's like very random.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stuff that they say is like so unintentionally funny,
But
it works.
But I think it is intentionally funny for us.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
And then when they start the Fight Club and they're just literally beating the shit out of each other.
Oh wait, before that, the principal calls the ugly, untalented queer gays or whatever come to the
Yeah, because like early in the movie they're like, why do people like blow us off? Is it because they're homophobic? Like what is it? And then it shows this guy in the background be like to like the gay star of the school play.
Yeah.
The athlete or the jock, I think, is like
the team captain.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, fucking love, you know, and they're like, so it's like, okay, it's not that. And they're like, oh, it's because we're ugly and untalented, and like it's like so ridiculous.
Yeah, and then the two girls that they like, they're like, oh, that's you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the carnival scene. Remember when they like hit the team captain in the knee and he's like, ah!
Yeah, they like just barely tap him. And then the whole team comes running and they're like, oh my God. And
I know.
it's so good.
This is not the Viking way.
Yeah. Yeah, then the next day at school, just everyone's like, and then when he comes in on crutches and he's just
I know.
like so stupid. It's so funny. That first scene when they're in the classroom, did you see the one player in like a cage in the background?
What? No.
He's like in a
Wait, was it the
cage.
emo guy that was like
No, not the school shooter. I was like, I can't believe they're like, or school, whatever. When they were
The
making
bomber.
that joke, I was like, damn, they're just really doing everything.
I know, but I was like, is that a nod to like Heathers?
Oh.
Because you know that whole plot is about like some guy wanting to blow up the school.
Yeah.
And then Winona Ryder like saves him.
Maybe. I mean, I
Maybe.
just took it as, you know.
I know. I'm like, it's very like on brand with the times.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like in a cage. Like he's standing up in a cage. It's not like a dog kennel. I don't know. It's so funny because they don't address it or anything. It's just like in the background. It's so stupid. What was that movie with Coolio? The high school movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Coolio.
Oh,
Animal
Dangerous
Stuff.
Minds?
Yeah. So wasn't there like a comedy version of Dangerous Minds? Or is that not another teen movie? They like make a
I was
nod?
going to say not another teen movie. It was
Okay.
like, which is what this movie kind of reminded me of.
Yeah. It was like modern times, not another teen movie.
Yeah. Same movie, different title.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the principal calls them and
Basically they get out of getting in trouble by being like, we're starting a self-defense like group.
oh yeah, that's right.
So it's being set up like it's like a female empowerment self-defense, but it's really a fight club.
Right.
They like convinced they need like a teacher to sponsor it or whatever.
His name is Mr. G and he looks like fucking Ty Dollar Sign.
Yeah. Oh my god. Do they get him to do it because he's like, oh yeah, I'm going through a divorce?
To be honest, I thought it was because it was the way he looked.
Oh. I thought they just needed a teacher and he was like the only teacher they considered. And then when they talked to him, he was like, I don't want to do that. And they were like, they gave some reasons and he was like, you know what? I'm going through a divorce. So it would be helpful to like learn about women or something. You know what I mean? Doesn't he say, isn't
yeah,
this?
I think that was like his reason of saying
Yeah.
yes. But like, I think they were picking him because he was like the most unqualified sponsor who wouldn't give a shit and was like, not gonna
Tapped out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, whatever
Right.
type of attitude.
Oh my god, it was so, dude, all the stuff with him, like when it would cut to the classroom and he writes like the word feminism. And it's like, who invented it? Gloria Steinem, a man, some other lady. And then later on, when like it's revealed like the true intentions of the Fight Club was like just to like score with these chicks, and they're all pissed, and he like crosses out feminism, and
Yeah.
it's so fucking funny.
And then the question at the bottom is like, why are all the men presidents or something, and why we need to keep it that way.
Yeah. What was their friend's name? Like the other founding member?
So her real name is Ruby Cruz. Her name's Hazel. I think, okay, so Hazel, first meeting her, we get introduced to her at the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she has a thing for Rachel.
You picked that up right away.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't pick it up in that scene. I actually thought she was just going to be a passing character. I didn't think and then when she actually became like a member.
Well, she was like so interested in like their summer. Like,
I know. I thought she was just supposed to be like not a cock block, but like a like a buzzkill. I don't know, like someone who's just like they can't get rid of her. Yeah,
a distraction to their plan.
Yeah, I didn't know, but I looked her up, so she's like a model in real life. But I thought she was great.
You know who she looks like?
Who?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, I could see
I was
that.
like, Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Did you age younger?
Oh my god, wait. Do you know who Mary Elizabeth Winstead is married to?
No.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh, shut up.
They did, I don't know if it was like the
They were in a
Obi-Wan
movie?
show. I don't know what it was. They did something together, and when they went into it, they were both married, and now they're
married to each other.
Yeah.
Whoa. Who was she married to before?
I don't remember.
Okay, I know that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in like the new Ahsoka Star
Oh.
Wars show, and she's like one of the aliens.
So that must, yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. I've touched her hand before.
Love that for you.
Thank
What did it
you.
feel like? How was it?
So-
Was it soft?
It was so fucking soft. I'm not kidding. That's all. When it happened, I'm not kidding. When that happened, I was like, that was the softest hand I've ever touched.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she knows she's lovely in person.
I recently watched a short film with her in it, and she's like a singer.
Oh.
Okay, but back to the movie though. So you thought Haley was like a distraction,
Yeah, I thought she was just going to be like, you know, like in teen movies, there's like,
the annoying.
yeah, because I felt like that's how they set Hazel up. But then Hazel became obviously a bigger part of the story, especially when Havana's jock boyfriend was
right.
fucking her mom.
Stepmom, right? Or real mom.
I think it was her real mom. Whatever.
She was giving stepmom vibes.
No, her parents were going through a divorce.
Oh.
Her mom's going through a phase or something. That's why she's
A
like,
hoe phase.
yeah, a
Hoe
Pet-
era.
pedophile hoe.
Yeah, for real. Ew.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
condone like the
Underage sex shit.
yeah, it's disgusting
Yeah.
and predatory.
Let's talk about the other characters that are like part of this fight club. So then we get introduced to this other black girl.
Oh my God.
She is almost like a distraction to their plan too, because like, I mean, her intention is to actually be part of like a fight club, self-defense. Like she's there for like the self-defense. And then Rachel's like,
yeah. Like realizing they like really have to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the first day that they have the fight club, like all the girls show up and Rachel's just like, oh, these girls are all ugly.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
But somehow, yeah, they get Havana and Kaya to join. One of the biggest laughs in the theater was when Ayo's like giving that motivational speech at the bleachers, and Ayo goes to her, listen, even though you're a black Republican, you know you're like the smartest person at school. Yeah. The whole theater erupted. It was so funny.
That was so funny. Her name's Annie, but it's played by Zamani Wilder.
Okay. What was the girl with the stepdad?
Oh, her name's Sylvie.
She was so funny.
Yeah. She was always like screaming, yes, Queen Slay!
Yeah. She's like always like screaming and like crazy. And like they're having like a trust circle, like kind of talking about like their motivation behind joining this club. And she's like, well, you guys all know about my stepdad. And everyone's like quiet. And doesn't Rachel say something like, I don't know, they all get really weird. And she's like, he's just so obsessed with movie night.
Friday movie nights.
Yeah. Oh my God. She was so funny. She looks like the youngest person at the school.
Yeah.
And she's like the hardest or whatever.
Yeah.
So funny.
So they realize they have to like actually do this self-defense fight club thing. The montage of when they're like all punching each other and shit. Mm-hmm. That was great.
Just like literally beating the shit out of
Yeah,
each
I know.
other.
It's just like nonstop cutting to punching and smacking. And then there's that one part where like Kaya Gerber's character like falls on top of Rachel and she's like, can you stop smiling at me?
Yeah, because Rachel's just like, oh hell yeah.
She's like, finally, this is what this whole club is about.
Yes. It's so good. Like, and they're all just so into it. And it's like this beautiful, like, female friendship, Spice Girl moment. And then it all comes crashing down.
Yeah, but before that, like, okay, there was that one girl who was like, I have an online stalker.
Yeah.
What was her deal? Because she was like taking pictures like randomly on cars and shit. Like, it's so random.
I don't know, actually. I guess I didn't really put two and two together, but she was funny though. Oh my God, the car wash scene was so funny because because that's something that like very recent. I like forgot about like high school cheerleading car washes.
Yeah.
And then recently like saw something. I don't know if I was watching a show or something and I went, oh my God, that's like a real thing. Like as an adult, like, you know how when we look back at things and I'm like, holy shit.
And it would be like old people
like,
and like their dads and stuff.
Like literally disgusting.
Yeah.
And so in the movie, they're being very, doesn't she come, or Havana comes and she's like, I'm selling my used underwear. For some reason, people like to buy it. My God, it's so fucking funny.
The old man.
Ew.
I forgot what Rachel says.
I know.
Don't let him between your toes.
Yeah.
So Hazel comes home. She finds out that her mom is sleeping with
the team captain, Havana's boyfriend.
And at the car wash, I think Hazel's like having her little meltdown. She's like, my mom's like hooking up with like that one guy that's like really pretty and he's like on the team.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, Havana's boyfriend? So then Ayo's character, Josie, she like goes on like a date with Havana.
A study date. Isabel, yeah.
Yeah, a study date at a diner. And that part was like really funny too.
It was so funny.
So Josie like tells her that her boyfriend's like sleeping with Hazel's mom. And she's like, who told you that?
And she's like doing this hysterical laugh.
Yeah. It just like progressively gets worse and fake.
It's so funny.
after that, they like try to do damage on the jock.
Yeah, and like Hazel proposes. That was like one of the funniest parts too. Hazel proposes to make a bomb, and Rachel goes, "Yeah, Hazel, let's just do terrorism." Yeah, and then they like TP his house, and then she does do terrorism. Yeah.
That scene was great too, because then we gotta get that moment with Josie and Isabel in the van. I was like, oh, so she is queer.
Yeah.
But I was like, is she turning queer or is she like always been queer? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Because like you're playing games here.
Right. I mean, she's a teenager.
I guess. But she was like kind of on and off because she was bouncing back with Jeff.
The big thing happens that breaks up the club. She's such a jerk to Hazel. She's so mean to Hazel.
Yeah.
Just treats her like shit. And that's why Rachel is so hard for her.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing is like people don't know that they're actually into someone because they treat them like shit. Mm-hmm. But like that's when you know. You got some.
That's
you got.
when you know.
It's like, why do you have a problem with them? You're clearly obsessed with them.
Yeah, it's like sexual tension. I know. I figured that was coming because there was so much tension. I was like, yeah. And I knew like it was pretty clear Kaya wasn't actually queer. You know what I mean? We're like, because they weren't they were having like flirtation, but they weren't having like connection.
Yeah, exactly.
The way Ao and Havana were.
Yeah.
Or Josie and
like
Isabel.
Okay, but Kaya was like kind of leading her on though to
she's a flirt,
and she's pretty, so she's like, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, there are people that have like that's their personality type is like they're flirty, and so they constantly give mixed signals because when they each have like their scene, it's both study scenes, which is so classic in like a teen movie. Like, do you want to come over and study? They're like doing this weird flirtation about. She's like, oh, your wrists are so dainty, they're so tiny, and she's like, I'm surprised you can even see my wrists with how much space your big ass wrists take. And like, and then Rachel goes for it, and Kaya's just like, oh, I'm straight.
Yeah,
I don't think she was intentionally leading her on. I think she's just someone that like I gathered. Attention. Well, and that's maybe how she navigates the world because she's so beautiful that's how she knows like, oh, this is like my value.
Oh my God. Okay. The funny part when she was like, everyone thinks that like I'm just a dumb girl, but I'm actually really smart, but I have a jewelry business and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
And then Rachel comes over to her place and that's when they have that moment. But she's like, I really want to help you with your jewelry business.
Yeah. So funny.
What does she say when she like looks around the room? She's like,
oh, she goes, sorry about the mess.
Your place is so hideous or something.
Yeah. Because like her place, she's like clearly like super wealthy, like it's like basically her room is like its own house, like
and it looks like Regina George's fucking bedroom. So then they like blow up Jeff's car. That's when like the tables turn because like the other jock friend, Tim,
he's so funny.
He's like the black guy on the team, and he like finds out about the Fight Club and basically is like doing his own investigation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't even mention the whole storyline about like, they're like, why are you guys doing this Fight Club and stuff? And they're like, we were at juvie all summer.
Yeah. And it's like this huge lie and they keep adding to it.
Yeah. They're like, we killed someone.
Yeah. Yeah. It all started because Josie has a broken arm. Hazel kind of like fabricated that narrative because they were in juvie or something. Yeah.
And then, he like overhears them. And and then there's that whole thing where Isabel's like, I think it's really cool that you like share what it was like at juvie. And like, just is so ridiculous. But yeah, the guy is so funny. He's just in the background, only character with a cell phone. And he has a razor, which I thought was really funny.
Oh, he has a razor?
Yeah, when he's talking to someone on the bleachers, he's like, are you sure there's no one, like there's no record of like these girls at any juvenile delinquency center? And then he like closes his razor cell phone.
That explains the phone book.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, who the fuck has a phone book nowadays? Like, it's so random.
Yeah. I kind of honestly, I was like thinking maybe they set it in like early 2000s. I was like, maybe they just didn't want to deal with like the cell phone thing.
Maybe.
You know?
But it is, I mean, the movie is like pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
that it's like you don't really know what time period it is.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
the teacher, he's like looking at a magazine, a dirty magazine.
Yeah.
And it's like divorce hotties or some shit.
Yeah, so funny.
It's like, do people even like look at dirty magazines like that anymore? And then the car wash thing too is like,
Yeah.
I don't ever see that happening anymore. So I don't
I'm
know.
sure it does, like in the Bible Belt.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, I just saw some like real weird shit with like a very
Sorority girls.
No,
Oh.
it was like a high school, like in a very, very, very conservative area, like Alabama. And it's like a tradition where like the cheerleaders basically give like the principal a lap dance.
Ew.
And yeah, I was watching this whole video about like how conservatives just like constantly project. But I saw pictures, it's like a real thing, and I was like, oh my God.
They want to talk shit about the gays.
Mhm.
Y'all have problems.
Yeah.
Anyways, out of like all the football players, he was like the smartest one out of them. He was like doing his own investigation on the girls.
Yeah, he was kind of like, as much as he was like a doofus, he for the most part, he was like the most adult at the school, kind of. I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, even like the teachers were they were cartoonish.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the part I had to go to the bathroom around this part, so I missed like the beginning of it, but came back and I'm like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah. This just got really serious.
Yeah, so Hazel's getting beat by some wrestler.
Like as punishment for ruining Jeff's car, the whole school is like sitting in the bleachers and they're like, okay, well, and so like what was the guy's name? The one.
Tim.
So apparently they're in this self-defense club. So let's see how good this club is. And then they release, like the school wrestler, like monster, like Bane or something.
Yeah. Well, doesn't Hazel think that she's going up against Rachel?
Yeah, that's what they told Hazel. So this is after their big fight where Rachel was really, really, really mean to Hazel. So, oh wait, no, I think Hazel like rats him out. She's like, they didn't go to juvie.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's like, I'll fucking fight her though in front of the whole school.
Yeah, okay. Well, before all this too, they stopped the whole fight club because they didn't want to get in trouble because they got too far, I guess. So they were like, well, we did what we wanted to do, so I guess that's it for us. And that's when Hazel's like, you're a fucking liar to Rachel. And that's when Rachel's like mean.
Yeah, because Hazel's like, well, I'm one of the founders. And Rachel's like, no, like she's just always really like ungrateful and like dismisses Hazel. And then Hazel's like, you don't even notice that I'm like doing all this stuff and da-da-da-da.
And Rachel's like, you did like one email.
Yeah.
God.
And then what does she say to her when the club breaks up? She says something really mean, like maybe like your mom's a whore, you have no friends. Yeah, like something really mean where it's like, you're like, damn, like everyone's like, ew,
Yeah.
Rachel. And then even like Ayo and Rachel like have their breakup.
Well, that's after Hazel gets her ass beat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Because Tim like outs the whole fight club. And then we eventually find out Isabel. Yeah. She's all pissed at like Ayo's character and they break up. And then Rachel breaks up with
the whole group is like basically against Rachel, but then they're also all like just done with the fight club.
Yeah. Because it was Rachel's idea.
Well, Ayo like didn't really want to go for it because I think she was just like, I'm not gonna be like, it's not gonna happen with me and Isabel. But Rachel was just like, no, just like always kind of pushed her.
Yeah.
And Rachel is the one who made up the juvie thing, and then Ayo like went along with it. But,
right.
Yeah.
She's a pusher. Well, we also get introduced to a new character, like third quarter of the movie. Ayo goes to like this woman's house and she lives in a trailer home.
Yeah.
I thought it was like her mom or something. It's like some random person. And
yeah.
I'm like, who are you? So fucking random. I'm like, okay.
She's the one who's like, they're gonna kill someone at your school, like the rival football team.
Like the tradition is like someone on the team is always gonna die or some shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I know that was really random, and I thought like because it shows like a wide shot, so I thought it was gonna be like some like big cameo, and then I personally didn't recognize the actress, but
I was like, wait, is that Queen Latifah? They should have got Queen Latifah out or something.
That would have been perfect.
I know. Or
missed
like
opportunity. Whoopi.
Yeah, Whoopi.
Like as a nun.
But yeah, so she kind of just explains everything about the school, and that's when we get to the big game. And now they have to like save the football team. And that part, I was like, what is going on now?
God, it was so fucking funny. There was a whole scene earlier in the movie in the cafeteria where like Tim sees that pineapple was in something. He's like, is that the school can't have Jeff's allergic.
Yeah. And Jeff's like, eat a dick, Janice.
Yeah. That was really funny, the outtakes for that.
Yeah.
But she finds like a bunch of tubs of pineapple juice, and she's like, oh my God, they're gonna kill Jeff.
And it's in the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what? How do they
so ridiculous. And then she's like, I don't know if you like she goes around and she's like, Hazel, like we need you. And she's like, oh, now you want a bomb. And it's just so stupid. But
and then the bomb doesn't go off. So it's like their plan doesn't go right.
So then what do they have to do?
Oh yeah, so then they have to distract the people in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get the cheerleaders to kiss or whatever. But then Rachel goes up to Hazel and kisses her.
Yeah.
And it's just like this moment that we've been waiting for because we knew it was going to happen, which I'm glad that it did because I was like, this is like, that's her story.
Yeah. And it's like this big, sexy, passionate makeout session, like in front of everyone.
I know.
Like, so it's like, and that's also like so classic, like 90s, like teen romances. Like, like, it's like this crane shot pulling out, and like they're making out, and everyone's like watching because they're like, whoa, two chicks are kissing.
I know. And then you got that old guy who's like, I don't want to see any more gay shit. I want to see some guys with some balls.
That was so funny. The girl who has a stalker goes, oh, I'm gay. And then Kaya Gerber's character goes, I'm not
gay. I just like gay porn.
Yeah. So good.
So then the rival football team arrives.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. They show up and it's like fog.
Yeah.
It's like dramatic slow motion.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
Yeah, both the teams, like guys are like growling at each other and like it's just so ridiculous. They're like, Arr.
There was a lot of things happening and I was like, how did they get there?
Yeah.
Why are they beating them up already? Are they playing football?
Okay, so I think that's what happens. AO, or maybe it wasn't AO. Everyone else on the team, the Fight Club runs out to like protect Jeff. Yeah. The other team's just like, they don't care. Yeah. And so then they all start fighting. The girl with the stepdad
with the sword.
She pulls out like a samurai sword, right?
No, it doesn't. It's from like
stick?
the mascot or something.
Oh, a flag.
No, it's not a
baton?
Flag. No, it was an actual sword.
Oh.
Oh, why were there no people on the other side of the team?
So Ao like says that she's like, you guys, they're gonna kill Jeff or whatever, and they're like, whatever, and she's like, you guys, look, there's literally no one on the other side of the bleacher, like on the opposing team bleacher. She's like, isn't that really fucking sketch? Like, hello.
But also, like, why was there no one on that team?
Like, so there's no witnesses, probably.
Oh,
I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Drop it in the comments. You
know.
But yeah, that was funny. So then like they start like killing the other team. Yeah,
like the player falls into the sword on that girl and you're just like, oh
no.
Like this movie just turned into like there just happened to be a murder. And then it's like
all getting creamed.
The whole field, they just start literally killing them.
Yeah, and it's like so epic. It's like that scene from 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, they save the jock. They save the football team.
Yeah, they get Jeff. They get Jeff off the field. That's the whole goal because she knows the pineapple juice is in the sprinkler. So then they kill everyone, and then the sprinklers go off, and Tim like sniffs and then he licks the ground and he's like, pineapple juice, and then he just starts a slow clap because he realizes,
wait, no, wasn't it the bomber that does the slow clap?
No, it shows the bomber and he's mad because he was gonna bomb and he was like, ugh.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
Tim's like, this is the Viking way or whatever. And then we get this happy ending. Oh, and then the tree finally goes off.
Yeah.
And that's when the guy is like, that was my idea.
Yeah.
It literally ends with like the tree blowing up.
Does it?
Yeah. I think it cuts the credits and then we get outtakes.
Epic.
Never been done before. Iconic. Yes, Queen slay. What are your final thoughts on this movie?
A+. I loved it. It's everything I've ever wanted and more.
How many onions?
A whole onion grove.
Oh, hell yeah. Same. I agree. This was like such a fun teen comedy. Just bonkers. Like, you'll never see anything like it. And plus, it's got queer characters.
It was so queer. So funny.
It was so gay.
It was like the gayest thing I've ever seen. I was gonna say too, I like cannot wait to see what else this director does. I hope she like stays in comedy.
Yeah.
Because I think the director and Rachel wrote it together.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I hope they like do more because it was so good.
Well, that's the end of this episode. Where can we find you, Brittany?
You can find me at humble_book_review on Instagram or Britty_Gusto. And where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at somecallme_Ricky. And if you liked this episode, follow us on Paper Screen Podcasts on Instagram and YouTube. Hit that subscribe button.
And with that,
bye.